Hey guys, welcome back to Mega Man 3 for the Game Boy. Let's finish this up. Okay, so we're back where sort of the same stage we started the fortress in. I guess it's supposed to mean that the Mega Man 4 Robot Masters we just fought were in Wily's fortress itself. And there he is. Mega Man you're just gonna stand there and watch him get away. The hell? Ah, yes, there is Punk, the second of the Mega Man killers. And Mega Man, for whatever reason, decides to chase after him instead of Wily. Okay, Punk can be a tricky bastard, too. Well, we're not off to a good start, either. Okay, he's basically going Metal Man like that, and then he rolls up and he does that charge attack, which is... Okay, we got him! Again, you have to watch him very carefully to avoid him, otherwise you're going to take a ton of damage from that. And now we get his weapon too. We get the Screw Crusher. It throws those little blade things like in an upward arc, kind of like the axe in Castlevania. It actually doesn't deal that much damage from what I can tell, but it doesn't use up. It uses barely any weapon energy, again, like the Metal Blade. So that's kind of nice. And now Wily goes off to his auxiliary fortress, which this time, rather than being in outer space, this one happens to be an ocean fortress. Which I think ties into the plot of this game. Yeah, there is a plot given in this game. Again, it's only in the manual, though. Apparently, Wily was he had like some sort of mining rig going in the ocean, trying to dig for some sort of energy source. Now that I think about it, it's kind of like the that Ruby Spears episode, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. You know what? Screw you. I hate those things. They only stay vulnerable for like a split second. So as is usually the case, this final level is one very long level. Throws a few tough challenges at you. Nothing. Well, I almost threw myself down a pit though. Okay, do I wanna? Yeah, we can go for that. Yeah, you have to set Rush Jet up at just the right spot. And you're getting tricky here. We got one long climb here. All sorts of hazards they throw in your way. Thank you, Dive Missile. As is usually the case, this feels like kind of a final exam stage where they throw like all the different hazards from previous levels at you. Including this one. They've upped the ante by putting spikes on the floor. You have to keep an eye out for those. All right. Again, I would rather not risk it on those trapdoor platforms if I don't have to. Might as well top off the health. Oh, damn it, I should have seen which weapon needed it. Oh. Let's take more from the Dust Crusher than I thought. Yeah, the big picket men only take one, two. Oh, you're gonna be like that, huh? And we get ourselves a rematch with the giant Susie. Otherwise, the rest of the stage isn't. I think the worst of it's behind us now. Interesting. One of the you might have only noticed it for a second, but one of the Mets they threw in there was actually one of the originals from Megaman 1. Only spot in the game where that type of Met appears, I think. And we've reached the end of the level at last. Always a long fall right before the end. Okay, this thing has a pretty easy pattern. I'm safe if I just stand here on the very edge. Yay! Yeah, you didn't think that was it, though, did you? Of course not. Okay, and in true Game Boy fashion, the Screw Crusher is the only weapon that works on Wily's second form. Only problem is it's hard to get at it, because those shots it's firing can deflect him. Fortunately, the game's nice enough to give you plenty of ammo for the Screw Crusher, so that's not really a problem. Stop that. You know what? I'm gonna play it safe. Yes! Got him! Yep. And of course, I was a load-bearing boss. Here's Wily's Saucer. And Crash. I love that. And once again, we get ourselves the slideshow. Very long-feeling one, too, at that. But anyways, that was Mega Man 3 for the Game Boy. Definitely a big step up from the second one. And from the first one, even, I think. I think part of the reason I like this one is because I do like a lot of the Robot Masters that are featured in this one. Plus, I did like how they buffed some of the weapons to make them a lot more useful than they were in their original game, like the Spark Shock and the Skull Barrier. Even though I didn't think the Skull Barrier was all that worthless in its original game, still thought it's had its uses. I know some people have considered it one of the worst shield weapons. Which, I guess that might be. Not as bad as the Plant Barrier, though. Plant Barrier does the exact same thing as the Skull Barrier, only uses a ton of energy. But that's neither here nor there. Ah, the bats are actually called Batauntauns in this game. It wasn't, that in fact wasn't something that the Ruby Spears cartoon made up. Again, the only thing I would fault this game for is its the difficulty in some spots. They get a little cheap with the level design sometimes. As you heard me ranting plenty about in Dustman's level. Still, I'm actually pretty happy I did as good as I did. It's kind of a shame I died on Drill Man, though. Otherwise, this would have been a no-death run. Oh, well. Because usually I die at least once in Dive Man's level and or Dust Man's level. Alright then. Well, I hope you all enjoyed my run of Mega Man 3 for the Game Boy. That's 3 down, 2 left to go. I'll see you guys next time.
I'm playing a game.